Hey ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you a quick introduction to this unit on China. So I want to give you a few pointers to help you succeed as you go through the course materials. Number one, read the textbook. This sounds like common sense, but the textbook will give you really important historical context that you need to make sense of what you're going to read. So make sure you're reading the textbook and taking those quizzes. You can only take the quiz once for each chapter, but there's no time limit. So you can leave those questions open for as long as you want while you look at the textbook. Number two, I really enjoy using videos and things. You're watching a video now. There are other videos that you can look at on YouTube, and I have linked some of them in the course on Canvas. In particular are the crash course videos that John Green does on world history, and he has several that he uses that touch on China and East Asia in general, so make sure you look at those. I think John Green's pretty funny. He does talk very quickly, so you may need to watch some of those videos more than once, but I think that they're really helpful to sink in the main points of the course. Number three, just to give you some idea of what China was like leading up to 1800, I just want you to realize China was a dominant global power, economically, culturally, and so it's really at 1800 that there's this breaking point where European countries like Great Britain begin to industrialize and they become much more dominant militarily, and they can dominate places like China and East Asia. But up to 1800, China was huge in so many ways. So I just want you to realize that China was very dominant up to about 1800, and then it seems like China began to decline. Why is that? Well, I want you to be familiar with that question as you go through the lessons, and you can try to figure that out for yourself. Number four, I've broken up the China unit into different sections. So the first section, China in the 1800s. The second section is China from about 1900 to 1949. That date range is important. Why did I stop in 1949? Hopefully you'll figure that out. And then China since 1949. So we have different sections, and this is true for the other course modules, the course units as well. So number five, in each of those sections are a variety of sources. Are they primary sources? Are they secondary sources? Hopefully you can determine the difference between those two as you read through them. And I want you to pay attention at the beginning of those sources. There's some brief background information. That's context, okay? Pay attention to the context. Don't skip that stuff. And then there are discussion questions. So what you can be doing is, as you're reading through, read the discussion questions and think about how you would answer those. And then, after you have read several of those primary sources, you can pick and choose which of those discussion questions you want to answer, and you can go to the discussion board on Canvas, and you can find the discussion board on China, and you can start posting some responses. This is very important. Like I said at the beginning, we're trying to build community. So I want you to be participating as much as you can and respond to other people. It's really helpful, and it really helps to create that kind of class discussion atmosphere if we were meeting face to face that we're doing here online. So that's all I've got. Those are the main points introducing you to China. I hope you enjoy this unit. If you have questions, again, contact me, and I look forward to reading all of your comments online.